And we're live. That's nice. I feel like my camera is a bit confused today. What's up with that? That's not better. Anyway, doesn't matter. So the goal for today is to make some clicker keychains. So I guess the first goal is to make a little pattern if I can find my measuring tools. Oh, I can show you my prototype. I think it makes a lot of sense if I show you my prototype. So this is what my prototype looks like. I know it's black on black, it's hard to see, forgive me for that. And so it clicks. Let me. Yeah. And there's a few things I still want to change about this, but for the most part this works pretty well and I'm pretty happy with it. And it's kind of satisfying to play with, which is the main goal. And so I'm making a bit of a collection. I'm doing canines and I'm covering them in Minky. Some felines that will be covered in Minky and some that won't be covered in Minky. And instead they will be covered in glitter. But the first thing I have to do is make a little pattern for the Minky that I still need to cut out. If I can find anything. I don't know why I keep losing everything in my workshop. Kind of like everything has a place. It should stay in that place. You would think it would do that. For reasons that are beyond me, it doesn't. My table is just too small. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Is your name pronounced Azufe? Because that's what my brain is saying it's pronounced like. And it doesn't feel correct. But welcome, how are you doing? Hey Reuven, how are you doing? Hello and welcome. Today I'm not even making fursuits. Today I'm making clicker keychains. Okay. Where are my fabric scissors? Good question, me. Are they where they belong? Did someone clean up in my workshop? Yes. They are in fact where they belong, a rare occurrence. Doing good, how about yourself? I'm doing kind of good. No, I'm doing kind of good, kind of bad, and don't worry, you said my name right, but feel free to call me Faye. Okay, I'll try to remember that. I'm also doing good. I'm late today for my stream. Usually stream much earlier, but currently I have an intern in the workshop. That's pretty rare for me. And I didn't want to stream when my intern is like here. That's kind of awkward. So I had to wait until she goes home. But also I'm currently doing convention preparation, which is always quite busy. It's always a lot to do. It's always a bit stressful. Also, I spent the entire day yesterday working on these keychain things, and I think I'll be spending a lot more time on them. I thought I could offer them for pretty cheap, but I'm realizing as I'm making them, I probably can't. But I'm already having a lot of fun with my little keychain things. So, I almost think I could have made my pattern a little smaller, but better too big than too small, I think. Never made a keychain. I mean, you don't have to make one, but I think it's kind of fun. I've made keychains before, so I used to make a lot of dice, and then over time I realized, okay, it's not really my thing to make dice. But whenever something failed, and there was, you know, an air bubble in my dice and they didn't come out quite nice enough, I would turn them into keychains, and that was also really fun. I think that was the more fun part of making dice, turning them into keychains. I really want to get back into like resin pouring because I do like resin pouring. It's just that dice making is so incredibly perfectionistic, and that's not me. Like a lot of dice makers are so specific about everything, and the stuff they do is so perfect, and I could never. But other resin crafts are not that perfectionistic, so I'm thinking maybe something else. Originally I wanted to resin pour these noses, and then I realized no, that doesn't work because then they'll be, you know, partly transparent, and these keychains have you know, little switches on the inside so that they click, and I just thought it wouldn't be that fun if you could see the switches. I just didn't like the look, so now they can't be transparent, and so I can't pull them in resin. A shame. I think it would have been fun to do that. But also for keychains, there's so many options, so many things you can do. I'm back. Hello, welcome back. Remember me? Yeah, I do remember you. You've been here before. How are you doing today? We're not making fursuits today, by the way. That's a rare occurrence. Good, what about you? I'm also good. I'm just making some keychains. I'm not sure if you were a part of that, but I did also model these keychains on stream. I love keychains. Keychains are great. Honestly, I don't use them. I'm always afraid if I have a keychain that it will rip off and I will lose it because I've lost a lot of keychains. So my keys, in fact, do not have a chain, but I do like having them, you know, displaying them, attaching them to something that's not my keys, stuff like that. And like the cool part about these ones is that they're also like fidget toys. I've been obsessed with clickers. I don't own a single clicker. I just always see people make them. And there's a lot of 3D models for cool clicker toys. And I'm like, yes, I want clickers. I need those. So I thought, why not make my own clicker toys that are also keychains, that are also furry themed somewhat. So here we are. I gotta rewatch the beginning of the stream then to see you make them. Oh, you know, I made them a while ago. Not in this stream. I 3D modeled these on camera, but that was over on TikTok when I was still streaming on TikTok. And then TikTok got mad at me. My screen is stuck, I can't even hear. Oh, that's bad, but I think that might be an issue on your end if the rest can hear me just fine. Sadly, TikTok doesn't like automatically upload the live streams as videos. So there's no way to watch the TikTok live streams back after the fact. Sound normal to me? Yeah, okay. Sometimes I have internet problems, just to let you guys know. There's nothing I can do about it. The internet where I live just isn't that good. So sometimes the stream gets a bit laggy. And for the most part, we just wait for it to pass whenever it happens. Because there's not really anything I can do about it. I rarely watch live streams, but hi, hello. Then I feel very honored that you decided to watch this one. It's because my bestie was on call, but your streams are better than whatever she said. So I said I gotta go. That's so, oh no, your poor bestie. I mean, I feel slightly honored, but I also feel slightly bad for her. I'm not sure if what I'm doing is that fascinating. You know, we're just crafting a bit. She's annoying. Oh no. I mean, why is she your best friend if you think she's annoying? Isn't that seems a bit strange to me. I don't know. Okay. Well, the question will stay unanswered then. I feel like I'm usually more energetic on stream when I'm talking to you guys. I don't know why. Today I feel kind of relaxed for no reason. So guess this is gonna be a relaxed stream. Also, if you guys were here last time, I was working on the pink tiger and I said, oh, I'm gonna print the ears on the weekend and then we'll do the ears on stream, and then I didn't print the ears on the weekend. Maybe I'll print the ears this night. Can't tell any difference, to be honest. Okay, that's good. Maybe it's just something I'm noticing myself. The somewhat small reason as to why I haven't printed those ears yet is that I need to print those in TPU. And I was feeling lazy because if I, like, my printer currently has PETG installed is not the correct word, but you know what I mean. And I was just too lazy, because if I switch from PETG to TPU, I always switch the hot end as well. And I just find that kind of annoying to do. But I will need to do it soon. I like how calm you are, very relaxing to watch. Thank you, that's very kind. I think crafting in general can be very calming. And very infuriating as well. Sorry, because I'm going to eat your fursuits, they look yum. I mean, as long as you purchase them before eating them, I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm watching while doing school. Oh, that's fun. So you're kind of co-working with me. Me after hearing I can buy and eat them. I can't keep you from it, but I wouldn't recommend it, just to have that on record. I don't think they taste very good, and I don't think it would be very healthy for you. But you know, isn't there that guy that ate like an airplane or something? If he can eat an airplane, you can eat a fursuit if you want to. And the chicken in my arms is screaming at me because I'm desensitizing her to people. Okay, I don't know necessarily that that is a thing that people do, but good to know. Why do you have a chicken, and why does the chicken need to be like desensitized to people? I'm homeschooled in bed. Oh, you're homeschooled. That, like, to some extent, that sounds really chill. To some extent, that sounds horrible. I couldn't imagine. In a way, I like homeschooling where I live is just entirely illegal. It's not an option. So to me, it feels like a very wild concept because I've never, like, in real life met someone who was homeschooled. I have to say, I like my little feline noses more than my little canine noses. I think they come out cuter. Like, the canines are just kind of blobs. They look less nose-shaped. What's it on your table 1 to 12 list? This is emotes. So, on another stream, we decided that we need some emotes, and so that is the list we picked out. And I've started commissioning artists for them. The idea is that I will commission 12 different artists for my 12 different emotes. And this far I have, like, one is already finished. And I have one artist who's currently working on something. Oh, I guess 2. But I'm still looking for more artists for the rest. I do free commissions, still need someone to draw an emote. I totally need more people. I have 3, I'm looking for 12 in total. Or I guess 11, I wanted to draw one myself. So if you're interested in drawing something for me, you can shoot me a DM over on Discord. And I will add the, like, emotes to my Discord server and wherever else. Same user as on YouTube? No. If you want to find my Discord server, you can go to my website. And that is the same name as my YouTube. I think that might be a bit easier. Okay, I need to grab some more Minky. Oh, also my website is, like, linked to my YouTube somewhere. I can't tell you where. Other people have found it. By the way, I think people should stop this trend. People think it's a cute Korean song, but the lyrics are cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste, my skin, skin, skin. I don't even know what trend you're referring to. But yeah, that doesn't sound very fun. But also plastic surgery is like huge in Korea. It's pretty normal over there to get it, as far as I understand. Trend is a really bad thing, you shouldn't learn about it. Okay. That just kind of makes me want to learn more about it, honestly. Now I'm curious, what is the trend? Like, is the trend something dangerous, or is the trend just dance to a song that's not that great? Because that doesn't feel that dangerous. I feel like we've had a lot of dangerous trends, and then the most dangerous just kind of went away. Like, when I think about dangerous trends, I think about like where people were eating spoonfuls of cinnamon, and then some of them, I think, choked on it, which isn't great. It's worse than the butter eating trend. Oh. Reminds me of people putting Neatos in the microwave. Yeah, that's also a thing that I don't understand. I feel like, I mean, I don't own a microwave, but I feel like I would only ever put things. What's the point of Neato being famous? I guess it feels nice to touch, which I think is kind of valid. Like, stress toys have been around for a long while. And so I mean, I'm making clicker keychains. That's the same kind of deal. It's just that Nido, the brand, is a bit overhyped. But I still think that's not too bad. Like, there's worse trends, I guess. People with disorders also need squishies, but people who get bored easily can also have it, just as long as they aren't literally straight up cutting it, wasting it, or microwaving it. Yeah, right. I don't see the harm in like Nidos existing or in everyone buying them. Just some people do weird stuff with them. But is there like, I think this Nido rare thing is like just a social media thing. I've seen people fake that. Like, people have pretended that Nidos are super sold out and that you can't get them anymore because they're so rare, and then that's not actually true. If you want a Nido, or even if you need one, you can get it pretty easily. Though I'd also say, like, is Nido really the only option, or could you get a different stress toy? On the last stream, there was someone who made stress balls out of leftover fur from fursuit making, which I really wanted to steal because that's such a cool idea. I'm just thinking, doesn't every stress ball fulfill roughly the same purpose? So it's not like, you know, Nidos being sold out means that people who actually need something then won't get any stress toys at all anymore. They can just theoretically get a different one. Maybe that's just me. Where did you get your fur and minky? I buy fur and minky pretty much exclusively at Stoffhummel, which is a store in Germany. Loki got excited when you started streaming. Remember me from when you were making your fursuit and ears. I believe I've seen your username before, but I don't remember what I was doing at that point in time. I make a lot of fursuits. I would love to make you a fan mask, but I don't know how to give it to you. That's really sweet of you, first up. I mean, you can just make something for the sake of making it. If you want to give something to me, it kind of depends on, you know, where you are in the world. because I go to a decent amount of anime conventions. If you're there, you can hand me everything as long as it doesn't explode. Are you putting the keychains up for sale? What do you intend to do with them? Yes. So the point of the clicker keychains is that I have a what's it called in English? A little machine where you put in a coin and then you twist and a ball comes out. I have one of those. And I want to put the keychains in there and then sell them at conventions. I'll probably put them up on my website, but currently I cannot ship to the US, and I am unsure if I should ship to most European countries. So, gumball machine. Yeah, gumball machine, but not with gum. Capsule machine. Yeah, capsule machine is the word. So yeah, I'll do that, and there will be a bit of a mystery thing because you don't know what you're getting. And I thought that would be kind of fun. And then I'll also put them up on my website. I'm just not sure how, like if I should list them as you can pick which one you want, or if I should list them as mystery. Hey Maple, how are you doing? I'm making a video of the mask right now so you can see it because I already made the mask. Oh, cool. How cooked are you guys if your personas came to life? Why would we be cooked if that happened in the first place? Like, do you think your persona is gonna box you? I'm doing how about you? Okay. I'm doing good. Just making some keychain thingamabobs. Like, the thing about me and my persona is that my persona is just me. So if my persona came to life, there would just be a second me with different like optics. Cooked is like slang of how much danger you would be in if your persona came to life. Yeah, that I understand, but why would I be in danger at all? Like, why do you think you're in danger if your persona comes to life? Doesn't your persona then like you? Do you think your persona will try to replace you? Like, I think my persona and I would just be very chill together because we're the same person with a different look. That's why I don't understand the question. Like, are your personas very badass and would try to do something to you? Like, why is that? Or would your persona just do something like illegal, or what's going on here? I'm starting to save to buy a load of fur to make fursuit or something. That's really cool. Some people give angsty lore to their personas or use them for vent art. Oh, yeah, okay, I guess. But then, like, would my persona comprehend that I made them and that I gave them the lore that they have? But also, like, I don't understand the idea that I guess I somewhat, but for me, my persona is literally just me. My persona doesn't have a different backstory from me. It's just me as K9. So I didn't even make my persona's backstory because it's just my life. And then I have a few like characters, but they're not personas. So I guess they don't really count into the question. If I had a persona, they would probably hate me. Like, I mean, you control that. You can make them like you, I guess. My persona also has almost zero lore. Yeah, I think there's like two flavors of furries. Those whose persona is like an entirely different being from them, that has pages and pages of lore. And then there's those who say, yeah, it's just me. It's just me. But also, if I have OCs, they tend to be like that have lore. It's not furry OCs. Because I do like writing stories. I do that in my free time sometimes. But I never write about anthropomorphic characters. I just don't like doing that. I don't know if I'd be cooked because my persona is me, but it's also a disassembly drone who probably tried to kill me, but I think it would be chill. Alright, yeah. That also makes sense in a way. My persona would probably be an Arctic fox if I knew how to draw anthropomorphic animals. Very nice. Arctic foxes are cute. But also, you know, there's someone in the chat who does free commissions. If you're looking for an artist to draw you something, and if they're willing to extend their services to you, then you could get a persona. Did I already clue that? Yes. Okay. I hope you can see it. See what? The mask thing? I'd be so happy if you could react to the video. Yeah, I don't know where the video is, but I can look at it if you tell me where it is. It would be so whimsical right now if YouTube added gifts so you can send them in stream. Yeah. I feel like YouTube wouldn't do that. Doesn't feel like a YouTube sort of thing. Heard people have been getting demonetized lately because of the YouTube AI. Like in streams or just in general? Because I feel like people have always been getting demonetized. and felt like it was unfair that they did. I've heard that since I started watching YouTube videos. The YouTuber air is cooked lightly. Oh, so it's been getting worse. Did you guys hear about that Discord content filter issue where they filtered out grid videos for being very, very, very bad content? Videos and images. No, just images, I think. Doesn't matter. They filtered anything that had a grid and told people, oh, this is really bad content. They've been shadow banning people for AI-generated content even though it's completely human-made, so it's definitely getting worse with YouTube. That is happening on Instagram too. A friend of mine who I most definitely know is a real person, because we went to art school together, has been getting flags for AI-generated content. Her content is not AI-generated, I can absolutely guarantee you. And it's so heartbreaking because AI people manage to somehow get through with it and keep producing content, but then not AI people somehow get flagged for AI. Hi, MS8K, how are you doing? The video of it is my latest shorts on my channel, the one I'm commenting right now. Okay, then right now it's kind of impractical, but I will have a look at it later. Or I should be able to have a look at it later. If it gets hot, then makes you sweat. How does hot water not make me sweat? How do you know that you don't sweat if you're in hot water? Maybe you do. And you just don't realize because you're already wet. Gotta go, I'm 18%, but I'll keep my eye open for the next time. Okay, thank you for hanging out with us. And have a great rest of your day. I'll try to go live again tomorrow around the same time as today. That's kind of the schedule for this week. Like, this week's schedule is just streaming very late. I'm probably just for like an hour or two every day. What days do you usually live stream? So I don't really have a clear plan on when I stream, because I've only been streaming for a few weeks and I'm still trying to find my groove. But something that I found really nice was, I usually start work at around 10. And so at 10, I would start doing stuff that I can't do on stream, a bit of preparing. And then like at around 12, I would stream. And that was really nice for a few days. But currently I can't do that because during that time I'm busy. So now I'm trying this. But generally speaking, I've really enjoyed streaming this far. It's a lot of fun. I feel less lonely because, fursuit making or being a small business in general can be really, really lonely. And so I want to continue doing it. I'm just trying to experiment and find a way that is fun and functional. Is your hand okay? Looks like there's a bruise on it. Here, yeah, there's a bruise. I am pretty sure that I hit this into the corner of a table and that's why it looks so brutal. It doesn't hurt or anything. It's just, it looks evil, doesn't it? But I was honestly just being stupidly clumsy. Like, who runs into exactly the pointy edge of a table? But I'm pretty sure that's it. It didn't hurt too much, and then I forgot that I even did that. Why does it look yellow? I thought bruises were usually purple. Bruises go through like different stages. So currently it's honestly kind of greenish in real life. That sounds like it hurts. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, it was, I don't know. The part of my hand is kind of squishy. It was weird. I don't think I've ever gotten a bruise there. It's a strange position to get a bruise. Do you have any keychains finished to see the result? I have a finished prototype, so this is my prototype. I know it's black on black, that's a bit silly, but this is what they look like. They have a little keyring, and they click. Yeah. So I have like fluffy versions, and there will be not fluffy versions, but I can't put this in here because for the fluffy ones I need a slightly bigger base. But for the non-fluffy versions, I will cover them in glitter because I thought that would be fun. I think I can theoretically put in a different color. I don't have a like finished one with glitter, but I have a pink thing, so that might be nicer. So this would be with like a pink on the inside. I want to make this edge slightly shorter and then maybe slightly thicker, and I think that makes slightly more sense. Be careful, those people are gonna start treating those clickers like needles. I mean, I don't know if you could put these into the microwave. I wouldn't recommend it, they're gonna melt. This is all plastic. It's beautiful, so pretty. Thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I have like my favorites are the human noses. I printed those and I was like, they're so cute. I love them. They're also so silly. Like we, on stream, we decided that we're going to make a canine and a feline. And then I said, as a joke, we can also do human. And I love this little nose. Obviously not finished yet, but I think for myself, I would take the human nose. And I'm really looking forward to shading these because like, this will be covered in glitter and that makes no sense for a human nose. Covering this in minky makes no sense. So these will be painted and shaded like doll noses, and I am very much into that. It's so cursed. I love them. Right, they're so cursed. And I want to make them in different skin tones. And I want one that is green, most definitely, so it looks like Alphaba. And I want one that is blue, so that it looks like that blue lady from Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy. Nah, yeah. I want to make a fursuit out of a passport, the object. It's basically the passport with a furry body. I mean, you can. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Have fun with it. What was the longest fursuit making workday you ever had and why? Honestly, I don't have like super long fursuit making workdays. That is one of the things I really didn't want when I started my business. Because before I made fursuits, I worked as a prop and puppet maker in a prop and puppet workshop. And we had some ridiculously long workdays. We had a workday that was 16 hours with barely any breaks. Like we took 2 15-minute breaks. That's not legal, by the way. Where I live, that's not legal. And we were so done with everything. I went home. It was the middle of winter. Everything was freezing. It was slightly snowing, I think. And my friends were driving home, and my friends were so done. I was like, oh my gosh, I hope my friends are safe, or my colleagues, who are also my friends, because it's the middle of the night. It's freezing cold. There's ice everywhere. They're so tired. We're all done with our life, and now they have to drive home. Luckily, no one had an issue. Like everyone was safe, but I think we all broke a little that day, and never want to do that again. And so I haven't. That's my goal. To not have that happen again. And this far, it hasn't. Okay, I lost the chat a bit because I was lost in my story. Imagine a series where someone makes fursuits out of objects. There's a furry that has a spray bottle as a head. I have seen that one on Instagram, I think. Though I have to say, I don't quite see the point, but yeah, everyone's, free to do whatever they want. There's also, this trend thing, like, of having these TV heads. So I guess you could combine that with a fursuit as well. And of course, airplanes. Seen a lot of airplanes. I know a shop with hundreds of keychains and they all have that style, but not as cool as yours. They are very common. There's also a lot of people who like make 3D models for these types of keychains and you can just print them yourself. A slipper as a fursuit goes hard. Like the shoes slipper, like, I don't see it. The Click Cafe started all because of keyboard clickers, yeah. The keyboard obsession, almost. But these are keyboard clickers, like the stuff I have inside here is a functional keyboard clicker. But to be honest, I've been to quite a few artist alleys this year, and they're not super common there, which is confusing. Like, usually artist alleys adapt every single trend. But I haven't seen these types of clickers at artist alleys yet, and so I'm thinking either no one wants them and I will be sitting on these for forever, or I have zero competition and everyone wants them. And then the ones that I'm making right now will just not be enough. Who knows? Semi-AFK cleaning my room. Good job. It's good that you're productive. I'm sending you motivation. I hope you have a good time cleaning your room. I need to do that too, and I just don't want to. I really do need to clean my room. Lucky Charms low-key taste different. I've never had Lucky Charms. Am I missing out? What are those red stains? Like here on the table, that's just fur from these things. Or on my hands. I think I have a bit of pink on my hands. It's funny that while you are making fursuits and building things, I'm making cosplays. That's really cool. What are you making? What are you working on? Do spill. I'm interested. I'm back after playing with a friend on Roblox. She's a furry and she likes tacos. I mean, I guess it's great that I now know that about her. Welcome back. I'm making 2 Murder Drones cosplays and Catnap. Okay, I've been recently told what Murder Drones is. I haven't watched it yet. And I also don't know what Catnap is. I'm entirely out of touch with everything. How did that tiger fursuit turn out? I think you made that one on another live stream. Yeah, I can show you how far I've come. So basically, I just threw my scissors to the ground. Stay up. Okay, so I need to print the ears for the tiger because I haven't done that yet. But I can show you everything else. This is the tiger. I mean, maybe I can show you parts of it. My camera is too low today. But it is a thing. I don't want to set the camera differently necessarily. Maybe I should. Let me zoom out a bit by just lowering the table. So this is the tiger. Yeah, I think it's going decent. Like we now have this hair tuft, which makes it look very punk. And I need to print the ears so that I can put those in. And then it's basically done. Like I wanted to print some teeth. I've never printed teeth before. Usually I make those out of fabric, but I've been really into, you know, printing. Beautiful, thank you. It's taking up the whole screen, yeah. Because like you can see how tiny the clickers are in comparison. Like I have the tiger's nose. This is the tiger's nose, also a cat nose, and this is the clicker. That is stunning work. Thank you very much. I think it's also a bit more interesting to watch than the clickers, but you know, the clickers need to get done. Though the tiger also needs to get done because I also want to sell that at the same convention. So that will maybe be my next stream. So if I stream again tomorrow, which fingers crossed I will, I might work on the tiger. But only if I print the ears tonight, which is the goal. I wanted to print the ears tonight. Is this entirely new? Did I use any of this? Ah, a slight bit, not much. Can you also put the clicker noses on fursuits? I mean, technically you could. Like, you can take this apart and rip this out, and then you could. It's just very small. But if you're doing, like, I guess a kimono style fursuit, that would work. My next project might be a fursuit, by the way. Oh, that's cool. Is it like a cosplay fursuit, so of a character that exists in a franchise, or would it be an original? Imagine printing a big animal nose and paste it on your wall, so the first thing you see when you wake up is a big ass nose. I guess you could do that. I've been thinking, so next to my entrance door I have nothing, and I would love to have a place where I can put my keys, and I don't like wearing jewelry in the house, so I always only put it on when I go outside, so I would put that there as well. And I've been thinking of maybe taking 3D scans of my hands and then make it so that it looks like my hands are grabbing out of the wall. Hello again, I'm at IKEA right now. Hello to IKEA. I didn't know that people were watching streams in IKEA. Is the internet at IKEA good enough to do that? Apparently. It's not like a cosplay, this will be a fursuit based on my persona. Oh, nice. Very nice. I've seen some of like the first fursuits of cosplayers, and they always turn out amazing. So I'm pretty sure your fursuit will look great, but if you have any questions, you can always, ask me if you like. Waiting for my dad, he went to the bathroom in the discount area so we can pick out a mirror later. Okay. That's very IKEA specific activities. What is that list on your desk? I'm looking for artists to draw me emotes so that I can add those to my Discord server and stuff. And the chat picked out which ones I should get. So I currently have maybe 4 artists working on these. I want to get a different artist for every single emote. There's people here looking at the couch I'm sitting on, help me. Sell them the couch. This is your time to shine. Hi, it's me again, remember me. I do believe I remember you. The couch is in fact quite comfortable. Well, I mean, don't sell it to me, I already have a couch. I really want Discord right now, but I'm not allowed it. I mean, not much we can do about it, I guess. I'm also not sure if you're missing out, like... Yeah, it's nice to sometimes talk to people on Discord, but honestly, you can have the same conversations in all kinds of places. Just came in to check the live. I see everything is all right. Gotta go. Okay. Thank you for checking in. Gotta go have class tomorrow. Bye. Okay. I mean, thank you for swinging by and hanging out with us. Plus, Discord had like a bad reputation with and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Telegram isn't better. I think Telegram has like its own issues, for example. I'll be leaving soon too, sadly, but it's for the mirror. It will be worth it for the mirror. Also, there will always be another stream, hopefully. Now I cut the blue and I've already cut the blue. That was stupid. I didn't need any more blue. Oh well, anyways. I think every time I hear about something really illegal going on, it's just like, yeah, they had a Telegram group chat. And I'm like, yeah, okay, nice. So as far as I've heard, Telegram has an even worse reputation than Discord. I'm subscribed, so I'll definitely see if there's another stream. Have fun. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. There should be another stream. I'm trying to make this like a regular thing. We'll see if it works out. I mean, every app has a bad reputation. Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's one app where there's like just nice people. But Telegram is honestly a bit worse than others because people feel more free to say stuff they really shouldn't say over there, if that makes sense, because chat logs can be deleted and people don't understand that you can get them back. It's also the thing with Snapchat. People think things are deleted, but it never deletes. Oh, honestly, I've never been on Snapchat. That trend has passed by me entirely for some reason. I think like a lot of stuff can be gotten back. You just have to go through like the developers and stuff. Used to have Snapchat, but I got banned of it for talking to strangers. That honestly sounds kind of like a good thing to me. I mean, I'm also a stranger when you're talking to me, but still. Stranger danger, do your thing. At the risk of making myself seem old, but I remember when Snapchat came out and was the like fresh new thing that everyone wanted, and I just didn't jump on the bandwagon at all. Was younger though when I had Snapchat, yeah, okay. The thing with Snapchat was also that it had these features where you could like see where your friends were, and I didn't want that feature whatsoever. That feature turned me off of Snapchat immediately. Why would I allow my friends to track my position? If I want to pretend to not be home because I don't want to talk to anyone, Snapchat is not going to keep me from doing so. I don't know, people who had these like endless long streaks where every day they send each other just something absolutely nonsensical to keep that streak going. I also thought that was kind of weird. Never warmed up to that concept either. I'm back. Did I miss something? Not really. I don't think so. This is a relaxed crafting stream, not much happens. Though I think you all missed how my cat jumped up onto my shelf and now she's lying there and sleeping. Like she's the queen of the world up on the shelf. Very cute. Oh, I wanted to turn on different music today. Because on the weekend I was at a Ren fair. And now I felt like putting on some Ren fair type music today. So let me do that. Here we go. Let's get some like tavern vibes in here. I think I'm going to play a horror game on Roblox. Have fun. Sometimes I feel very out of touch with like the internet because I've never played Minecraft, never played Roblox, never touched VR chat. What am I doing on the internet? Books. To be honest, VR chat is pretty bad if you don't know the right people. Yeah, I don't know any people, so I think I probably shouldn't try. Oh, I already did all 4. And this annoys me because it's not an instrumental. This should be better. I heard recently that there was an entire furry convention hosted entirely in VR chat. That, on the other hand, sounded kind of cool. Not sure how that works. They apparently had like an artist alley and a dance competition. I'm like, that's so fun. They do that every year. Oh, wow. Like, I didn't know it was going on for longer. I didn't know that that wasn't the first time they did it. Managed to miss it again. Okay. Yeah, I saw someone post a review on one of the like furry forums I'm on that it's pretty good and that they had fun. I think I'd rather go to like an actual furry convention that's not digital, but this year I'm not going to any. Would you tell a not furry friend that you are furry? Yes. Always have, always will, probably. Thing is, like, this is my job. So, you know, my friends know what I do for a living. But also, my job before this was prop making and like costume design and stuff. And so I needed a portfolio. And if you make fursuits and you're a costume designer, you put the fursuits in your portfolio. So even my boss always knew that I made fursuits. I'm back after picking up trash out of the backyard. Cool, that's an important job to do. They even collaborate with in real life cons so they can meet people at those cons. It's pretty chill, especially because you don't have to buy hotel tickets and plane tickets. That sounds like a pro, but I feel like, I mean, I don't know how VR chat works. I can't imagine that you meet and talk to people in the same way you do at a real convention. Why can't furry haters respect the community? It's not that hard. I don't know. Why do haters do everything? I don't understand the concept of hate anyway. I recently on like Instagram, I got some fun comments from haters. Like, I've never really gotten hate comments before, ever. And so I saw a notification that I got a comment from a person who was called furry_hater_chair, which I thought was funny because why chair? Why not table? And then the comment was on a video about fursuits. I'm never ever gonna get one anyways. And I just thought that's the most politely hateful thing you could have ever said. Like, that's not even hateful. Like, a lot of furries share the same sentiments. They don't want a fursuit either. Like, that doesn't even remotely hurt my feelings. Like, I understand that there's like furry haters. I've never ever encountered one, neither in real life nor online. Or maybe I just don't clock hate comments as hate comments, who knows? That looked exactly like my hot glue gun. Is this your hot glue gun? I would imagine it's not, because you can only buy this if you're a business. Are you a business? To be honest, furry haters comment on furry videos to bully them, but in reality, the furry is getting money and making more videos for the furry hater to watch after getting mad. Yeah, I don't understand the concept either way. Because obviously, if you comment on something, then you're gonna get more stuff like that. So just don't comment, block and move on. How can you only buy it if you're a business? There's businesses that you can only buy from if you're also a business. So when I wanted to purchase this hot glue gun, because I really wanted this one, because I love her, I had to walk up to that business and show them proof that I'm also a business, or else they wouldn't have sent me this hot glue gun. Hello, Katrin Ilse, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. I had to delete a video from my other account because of the hate comments directed at furries. Yeah, I mean, I hear stories like that so often, and again, I've never had really hate comments. Like, even the one by Furry Hater Chair is not a hate comment. Someone else also had like Furry Hater in their name, and they just posted an image that said, "What has my feet become?" I was like, it's something, I guess. It's not hateful. I got the hot glue gun from my mom. She said she got it from work. Well, then it might be, you know, a similar one. It's a good one. I love this hot glue gun. My day is great. How about yours? I'm also good. Just making some keychain thingamabobs. Slowly but surely. My goal was in the end to have 100 keychains. I thought that would be a fun number to have. Gotta go for a bit, we'll back. Okay. Sometimes I think I just don't see comments as hate that other people do see as hate. And that's why I get no hate, because I just don't realize I get it. Sometimes I wish like I would get some hate, just so that, you know, I can be part of the gang of the poor furries who get hate all the time. Can you try to make a keychain with a white cat with black spots on it? I kind miss my cat. I guess I could, yeah. It's not planned right now and it's not prepared, but theoretically I could. I've been thinking of offering these as customs as well, so that you can get one of your persona. Do you know about the K-pop group Stray Kids? No, I'm not into K-pop at all. That trend totally passed by me. It's not my type of music. I don't like pop music. At all, really. If I listen to pop, then it's like from the 80s. His name is Doo-Wop. Doo-Wop? Your cat's name? That's a fun cat name. You all are so creative with the names. In comparison to me, who isn't very creative with pet names. I can listen to every kind of music. Imagine chilling to classic Mozart. That is very fancy. That is very, very fancy. I think if I go for classic, then it's like, you know, video game soundtracks or movie soundtracks. How much do you need to earn as a maker to survive the month? That depends on your cost of living. So you have to figure out what your cost of living is, and then you need to cover at least that. Plus material cost. My old dog was called Sally from the song Sally Cinnamon. I don't know the song. I feel like today I know nothing. Sometimes you guys bring up something and I'm like, yeah, I've seen that today. I've seen nothing. Heard nothing. Do I even exist on the same planet as you? I don't know. I like classic and my girl from the Moon woke up and Verity. I don't know any of, like, I know what classic is, but I don't know the rest either. So that was a confusing combination of words for me. Maybe I should, you know, educate myself more on different types of music and different bands. I feel like I'm very stuck in my genre. Do you do meetups with your customers at cons? No. There's not enough fursuiters walking around in my costumes to really do meetups. Like sometimes they come by at my table if I have a table at a convention, but it tends to be only one or two, and it's just not worth it to do a meetup for that. Would probably be a different story if I had gotten a table at like a furry convention, but I just didn't. I think it's really cool whenever people do that. But most of the time, fursuit makers who do that, where you see like 20 suitors, have been making suits for ages. And I just haven't. So yeah, at some point maybe. So if we're at the same convention, I'm always happy to like take a picture with people whose costumes I've made. Okay. I think I'm a bit less than halfway through. I've got 4 Dr. Pepper cans in my room. That's a random fact about you. I have about 15 rolls of filament. If that helps. And I need to get up and get some more minky. Where's my pattern piece? There it is. I need to write the name on that so that I don't lose it. I don't think I've ever had a Dr. Pepper. And yet another thing I have not done or heard of. I mean, I've heard of it, but I've not done it. This is such an ugly color. Is that just me? I just don't like this one. It's just too much like flesh. Don't like it. What do you do if a commission ends up way more difficult than you thought? Do you up the price? No. I, push through. Try to find ways to make it less complicated. Compromise with myself. Because there's things I can do and things I can simplify that my customer will not notice, but I will. And then just push through and finish it anyways. It's too humanly. Yeah, it's too humanly. I mean, also in comparison with my arm, I guess it's too humanly. But the thing is, it's pretty rare that a commission ends up more complicated than I thought. And the only way it could end up more complicated than I thought is if I'm doing something experimental. And so in that case, if I'm really doing something experimental, I might make that clear to the customer beforehand, where I say, okay, we're gonna make an experiment here. And if it doesn't work, you get the choice if you wanna like drop it, or if you want me to continue, but you have to pay more. But I don't like doing that. It's how I would do it if I was doing something experimental, but for the most part, I only do like small experiments. And if it's a small experiment, like let's say someone wanted one of those tags in the nose that you can scan. I've never worked with those, but that is like a small experiment. And if that goes wrong, then it just doesn't work, but the suit still looks good. And so that's what I say to my customers, basically, that it's an experiment. I cannot guarantee that it works or that it will continue to work for a long time, but if they want me to do it, I will. But besides that, I try to not take on projects that are super experimental or super difficult, but also keep in mind that I've done a lot of stuff. And the more stuff you've done, the less unexpected stuff there is. Like if a customer came up to me and said, hey, can you do the paw pads out of silicone instead of minky? I've never done silicone paw pads before, but I've worked plenty with silicone, so I would just say yes. Because skills transfer like that. And also it would be ridiculously expensive to do that. Because I don't usually do paw pads out of silicone, so I would be making, you know, a positive and a silicone mold for a one-time usage. Oh my gosh, that would be so expensive. So I've been thinking, like, if these clickers go really well, then I want to make a positive out of this and then cast these out of silicone, like a harder one, because I think that would be fun to touch. I think it would disgust some people and some people would love it. I think you should keep the third one as well, so you're not losing sales for people who don't like the silicone one. Yeah, absolutely. And I do like the third one. I'm thinking that for the canines, I should make the holes bigger. So my goal for these ones is also to probably, not entirely sure yet, airbrush around the nostril a bit so that it's more visible. Because on this, it's kind of the size it's supposed to be, and here it's kind of just gone. And this needs a bit of shading. So there's definitely changes I want to make. But I do like the third ones. I think they're very, very cute and they're very fun to touch. If they do well at all, that's the other question. Could be that these don't sell at all, everybody hates them, and then, you know, no silicone ones. But if I make a silicone mold, I can also cast them in resin, and I'm very tempted. if I make it not super transparent, it might work. Also, I have a lot of Minky, and I've been trying to switch to Mochi Minky, so the stretch one. And so I've been trying to get rid of a lot of the old Minky that I don't want to use anymore. And while these are tiny, they're slowly but surely getting rid of some of my Minky. I also think this is a good product for my online shop. I don't really have much there. I have currently 2 fursuits and then a lot of STL files. But I want physical products in my shop as well. So if they sell well, I will put them up there. Maybe I will make some nice boxes and then I will sell them as mystery boxes. So you decide if you get a third one or a smooth one, maybe. Or you just decide nothing. Who knows? Also, the canine ones are a bit easier to make. The felines are kind of annoying. But they look nicer. Oh, already did all of them. Very nice. My cousin's ignoring me and it's annoying me because I asked her a question. That does sound annoying. Fingers crossed that she will answer soon. She's online on Roblox, so she's on her phone. I mean, maybe she's busy in Roblox then. Maybe she's doing something right now. And she needs a minute to finish whatever she's doing. To be honest, I'm the kind of friend who answers after 2 days, or 3, or more. At some point I'll answer, potentially, to something. Though I also know a lot of people who are just online without being online. I have a friend who sometimes just opens up a video game and then doesn't play it. And then it looks like he's you know, online in that video game on Steam, and he's not online. He's not even on his PC. His PC is just on for no reason. I'm like, what's going on with you? I'm back again. Welcome back. You once again didn't miss anything. I'm still doing the same thing. I have 10 more noses to do. Would you do something differently if you started your business today? No. I think I did pretty decent. Like, to add that, before I started my business, I worked in a small workshop, which was a small business as well, obviously. And so I learned a lot there from the mistakes that the boss at that workshop made. And so I knew a lot of the things that I didn't want to do that way. And in addition to that, I had some marketing classes beforehand, and marketing is so important, not just for, you know, making ads, which I don't do, but for a lot of other stuff. And so I had so much experience in exactly the things I needed for starting my business that it actually went pretty well. In addition to that, my dad is really good with like taxes and paperwork, and so he helped me with a lot of that. So I got lucky in that regard. I guess I could have like started social media earlier. It was like 2-3 years into my business when I really started doing social media. But then again, I didn't need it beforehand. I had enough customers without social media as well. And I think I started when I felt like starting, when I felt like it would be fun to do that. And that's always good when you can, you know, have fun with it, especially stuff like social media, because it's not necessarily, you know, giving you anything. You don't need to be, you know, popular. You don't need subscribers or followers to sell stuff. A lot of people think you do. And I think starting to do social media much earlier would have stressed me out in a way that would have been entirely unnecessary. I could have started earlier. I don't think I should have. She's on a game as well. I think I should just ignore her when she texts me like payback. That sort of person. I mean, that's not the nicest sort of person to ignore people. Then again, maybe she deserves it. That's hard to say. Did you ask if I would do something differently if I started my business today because you're trying to start a business and you're looking for tips? Because if that is the case, my answer was entirely unhelpful. But I can, like, theoretically, I can give you some pointers if you're looking for that. I can't give you like financial advice, I wouldn't do that, but I can give you like marketing advice. And I guess other advice about being a small business as well. Yeah, that would be helpful. Okay. So the thing is, marketing is super important when you're starting a business. And a lot of people seem to think marketing today is just have a social media and post content and be famous. But that's not necessarily what marketing is. I think the most important part of marketing is what marketing people call your corporate identity. And your corporate identity is essentially the vibe of your business. It's what your business is like, in a way. The aura you want your business to project. And that is something that you need to figure out really first. What is your business supposed to say? What is it supposed to feel like? Like for me, I wanted it to be approachable and friendly, but also professional. And you take these words that you've picked out for your business and you turn that into everything. Like my colors are supposed to represent, the colors of my logo that you can see in my profile icon, are supposed to represent in a way this friendliness and approachableness, I guess. And the fonts I picked are supposed to represent that. And the way I word myself on my website is supposed to represent that. And everything has to be cohesive. And that's a huge part of marketing, your identity, your brand. And that's much more important than putting up an ad. So if you want to be a business, I think that's what you should do first. Figure out who your business is in a way, and then turn that into a coherent picture. Because whether or not you want your business to purposefully look professional, having a coherent picture is going to make you look professional. And that is super important because there's a lot of scammers around. And scammers, while they are decently good at making stuff look professional, they're not amazing at it. A lot of people can clock scammers pretty easily, and you don't want to look like one. You want to look serious. So that I think is super important. And that's what, I focused on when I started my business. I wanted to look like I'm a serious, established business, and I thought that would attract customers and would make them trust me. So that's what I did. That's why I started by getting a website. Websites seem kind of old-fashioned today, and a lot of people, when they start their business, they go, oh, I can just get an Instagram, I don't need a website. I think you need a website because it makes you look professional. You can link everyone to your website and through your website, and you have control over your website. Everything is exactly how you want it to be. You can use your colors in an unlimited way, the fonts that you want, everything. And then you can have social media as well, but you don't need to post there. I didn't either. I made a lot of social media accounts, mostly just so that I had the name and so that I could post if I wanted to. And I almost used them like a portfolio, especially Instagram. On Instagram, I put up 10 posts or something, so that if someone was looking for a fursuit maker on Instagram, I might show up. And if someone was looking for me specifically on the internet, that my social media could be there and they could see that I existed. But I didn't feel like, posting a lot. And it wasn't necessary. And this, by the way, my first customer after I opened up my business, I found through Instagram on this very brand new account that had kind of nothing. And I don't know, 100 followers, maybe less. But somehow I was found anyways. And then I guess my biggest tip is like be nice to your customers and just make a good product. Because if you do those two things, which is I think the bare minimum, then they will recommend you. And that is the strongest marketing you could ever do. Have people recommend you. Don't ask them to recommend you because that's kind of obnoxious. Just be nice enough that they want to do it on their own. Which sounds kind of manipulative, but it's really not, I think. It's, again, in my opinion, the bare minimum. Take them seriously, like take the issues they might have seriously as well. Because sometimes customers, like, they're afraid that something will happen that you know will not happen. But they don't know that, obviously. They're not the masters of your craft. So if they are afraid of, you know, something ridiculous happening or something, I don't know, a piece falling apart that will never fall apart in that way, then just explain to them seriously and earnestly that, you know, that's not going to happen. And don't belittle them, just be nice. That's very true. I don't know which part of that you're referring to, but it's good that you think that I'm telling things that are true. I don't know. I hear a lot of like horror stories, and I don't like hearing them as well. Like my customers sometimes tell me about interactions they've had with other fursuit maker, and I think that's kind of disrespectful towards these other fursuit makers. But you know, my customers tell me anyways, and I don't like, you know, crashing their parade and saying, "Hey, I don't want to listen to you right now," because that's kind of rude. So I hear a lot of stories about, you know, fursuit makers being rude, or fursuit makers not listening, or fursuit makers like disrespecting designs or something. And yeah, that makes the bare minimum something that is already really good. And the kind of things other fursuit makers seem to do is weird. Thank you very much. That was helpful. I mean, I'm happy to help. I think it's like easier to say these things than to actually implement them. But I hope it helps. Oh, also I can give you like another like marketing tip. Do the AliExpress thing. So AliExpress does that thing where they give you something super cheap, and then the next time you order, it's suddenly more expensive. You can do that, but with your customers at large, if you have the starting funds. So if you start out your business and you have a bit of cash lying around, then offer your product under value for, you know, a relatively short amount of time, and then raise your prices. Your customers are going to recommend you because your prices are great, even if your prices are not great anymore. If a fursuit head broke on its own, would you offer repairs, or would that be the customer's fault? I mean, if it breaks on its own, that's my fault because I built it wrong. And then I would offer repairs for free if I made it. If someone else made it, that's someone else's problem. Like, if someone came up to me and said, "Hey, I ordered a fursuit from another maker and it broke, could you fix it for free?" Then the answer is no. Go back to the other maker who made it. But if it's a suit from me and it breaks and it's my fault, then I fix it for free. If it's the customer's fault, then the customer has to pay for it. Though sometimes I'm just trying to be nice and I fix stuff, even if it's a case where I think I shouldn't fix it for free. Like a customer came up to me and told me that she didn't like the neck portion of the fursuit head because she likes to wear one of those neck fans underneath. My fursuits aren't made for that. I didn't plan with that. I didn't know she would do that. It's not my fault that, you know, the neck sits perfectly well without the fan, but sits weird with the fan. I couldn't have known that. So it would have been totally within my rights to say, hey, you have to pay me to put a new neck on your fursuit head. But I just thought to myself, it's not that big of a deal. I'm just going to do it for free. Just be nice. But next time she wants a change, she's going to pay for it. Just say that. I'm not going to be nice again. But to be honest, I try to make suits in a way where they don't break on their own. And I, like, for heads, I'm pretty decent with those not breaking. I've had some issues with bodysuits, but I'm really working on improving the parts on bodysuits where I'm not that good yet. Like, I'm aware of, like, some of the issues I'm having, and I'm trying to fix them. But this far, only ever one time has a head come back to me, which is the one I've mentioned, where the neck was too small for the fan. And on the same head, the whiskers keep breaking off. But as far as I know, that's not something that can be really fixed unless you switch to like a different whisker material. And I haven't found one that I liked this far. Like every single material used for whiskers seems to break off unless you use something like really short. Really short whiskers don't break that way, but they're also not as fun. So sometimes you have to live with stuff breaking. And I think that's also how I will handle it in the future, where I tell people, hey, I can make whiskers for you. They can be long, they will break, and you will have to fix it yourself. And I will send you, replacement whiskers. And I think as long as the customer is informed, that's probably fine. But I don't know, if the customer takes the fursuit to, I don't know, a dangerous place or something and it gets destroyed, then that's not on me, then the customer has to pay for repairs. If they go skydiving and the fursuit, I don't know, folds off of the head in the middle of that, and then, hits the ground very hard and the base breaks, I'm not going to fix that for free. That's a them issue. That's not a me issue. Reasonable though. Yeah, I'm trying to be reasonable about it. Be reasonably nice, but somewhere there's a line to draw. The same goes for suits that are very old. My mom is sitting beside me and she's asking where you got those scissors from. These ones or these ones? These ones are from Amazon, and these ones are from the doctor. Like, my mom had to have some stitches removed, and they just cut the stitches with this. So it's not dirty or anything, but they couldn't use it anymore because it's not sterile anymore. And so they asked my mom if she wanted it, and then she gave it to me. How many customers do you have currently, and are you thinking about employing helpers? Okay, so currently I have 4 customers, which doesn't sound like it's that much, but yeah, I have 4 commissions going on right now, which is a good number. I think, like, I can deal with up to 6. Anything more than 6, I'm losing control of my business. I've had more than that, I really didn't like it. Less than that, I don't feel super comfortable with. I have a helper. I have someone who's helping me. I got this on Amazon. It's from, the brand is called Fiskas, I guess. It's a really good brand. Like, these are amazing. I can recommend them. The cool part is, like, if you haven't seen, that they have a spring in there, and so they are super, super nice on the wrist. So if she wants them, I recommend them. I have 2 of these because I love them so much. So about employing helpers, I have a helper. She has what's called a like mini job. And that means she works 10 hours a week. She's not allowed to work more because then we would have to pay different sorts of taxes that we don't want to pay. But it's not like fully worth it. I've been thinking, you know, when I employed her, this is going to get better. She's going to learn over time, and she's going to be able to do stuff on her own, and she's going to be able to, you know, just do more things. She's going to get better at stuff, and it will be worth it the longer I have her here. But it's not happening. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but she's just not really getting better, which is, I don't understand why. And so I'm thinking of, you know, maybe this was like a fun experiment, but it's just not working out that well. Because I'm not sure if she's necessarily making the money that I'm spending on her. I also currently have an intern, which is really fun. Because that's free labor. You know, having an intern is different because there's less pressure with them, you know, making money, because I'm not in the back of my mind thinking, oh my gosh, she needs to make the money that I'm spending on her. She's just kind of there, and I'm like, hey, do you want to do this thing, or do you want to do something else? I'm trying to, you know, give her the chance to learn stuff, because that's what she's there for. So I give her varied kind of projects, and I set her in front of every single sewing machine I have, stuff like that. And so I've been enjoying that more than having an employee, because I get to teach people something. She says thank you. She's buying it right now. Yeah, you're welcome. And I hope the scissors serve her well. They're really good. They also have these in like different sizes. I only have the small one. They have it in a size bigger. I've been tempted. Oh, cool. How did you get an intern? So I've been, like, before I employed someone, I've been thinking of getting an intern first to see, you know, whether or not I like to have a second person in the workshop. And no one wanted to do an internship with me. I put like a listing in one of those local websites where you put job listings, and no one answered. And so I thought, okay, maybe I should go to schools. In my area, there's 2 schools where people learn sewing specifically. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I do a lot of sewing. And that's also what I'm looking for in a person who works for me, because I don't like hand sewing that much, which is funny because I'm a fursuit maker. And it's a pretty simple task that is easy to give away. And so I texted these schools, and none of them answered. I was like, okay, I guess you don't want any like places where people can do internships. And then like a year later or something, a friend of my dad came up to me, and she was like, oh, I have someone who wants to do an internship at your place. And that's how I got the intern. Connections with people. And this intern is actually a person who learns at one of those sewing schools, which was funny because, again, I texted those schools. I was like, hey, I exist. And people at these schools need to do internships in order to graduate. And so she was really, really searching for something because she couldn't find anything in the area, which is funny because I texted the school. I don't know what's up with that school. And so yeah, she's doing like, she did 3 weeks, and now she's doing another week. I don't know what's up with that. I don't understand how the school operates. But it's cool because she has skills. She's already learned for a year how to sew, and so I can just put her in front of the sewing machine and say, do that. And she does it. Really fun. Because a lot of times when you have an intern, they have no skills at all. This one has skills. Very nice. How can I turn a friend into a furry? I don't know. I've never managed to turn a friend into a furry. I guess you could. I've heard that you can draw personas for people, and sometimes they like that. You have to ask beforehand if they would like to get a persona. Or just if they would like a fun animal drawing of themselves. So yeah, with the intern I have, I'm hoping that she will tell the school that she's at that, you know, it's possible to make an internship at my workshop. And then maybe I will get more interns that all have skills, which is nice. I'm not a super huge fan of this idea of like unpaid internships, but because I think people should be paid for their skills. But there's not really another choice. Like internships in schools, it's not really allowed to be paid. I don't understand the system. I can't pay her anyways, and like, you know, she has to do an internship, so we're helping each other. But there's not always enough work for 3 people in my workshop. So that's kind of another issue. I couldn't have someone working here full time. But an intern every once in a while and someone who does a few hours a week kind of works. I kind of turned my girlfriend into a furry, but she doesn't draw, so I had to design her a persona. Yeah, I think that's the most common thing when someone kind of gets turned into a furry, if you want to call it that, that someone around them just makes them a persona and then they accept their fate. Also, I wanted to stream until 6 and now it's 6. I will finish these and then that will be the end of the stream, just so you guys can mentally prepare. Also, question for you guys, why do you want to turn people into furries? Because I also never really felt the need to do that, to be honest. I don't really have friends who are furries. I mean, I have like one friend, and that friend is not a furry. To make a furry army. Oh, I see. Okay. What do you want to do with that army then? Attack someone? More furries, more fun, I guess. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess you can do like furry stuff with them. If I had someone who would go to furry conventions with me, I would go to furry conventions. But since I don't, I don't. So I guess the point of turning someone into a furry for me specifically could be that I'd have someone to go to furry conventions with me. Not a literal army. Okay, fine. I've been reading a lot of stories, fan fictions, in a fandom where there is a war going on. And so when I see the word army, I'm like, oh yeah, soldiers. I think my brain, like 99% of the time, exists in that fandom only. Is that still this? Do you mean the like profile picture of the other person? Of MS8K? I've been wondering. It does look like still this, doesn't it? I have to say I'm also kind of out of touch with However Boss Aspen Hotel a bit. I really need to get back into that. I still haven't seen the second season of Aspen Hotel. And I absolutely should watch it. I don't know why I don't. My girlfriend is a Warrior Cats fan, so I was like, she needs a Warrior Cats OC. So I designed her one and then turned her into a furry. With her permission, of course. Very nice. Yeah, there's a lot of overlap between Warrior Cats fans and furries. Not quite the same people, but a lot of overlap. Yes, I'm still this. Nice. If I ever dared to like put my face on the internet in cosplay, I would very much make my profile picture myself in a Fizzerody cosplay. And then I would say I'm Fizzerody. But I don't think I would quite dare. I'm not that type of person. I really appreciate cosplayers. I'm not confident enough. You could make cosplays. I've already made cosplays. I have a Fizzeroli cosplay. I have two, actually, because I am that kind of idiot. I went to Dokumi this year in Fizzeroli cosplay, and it was so fun. It was my first time really cosplaying at an event, and it was so cool. But still, I wouldn't post it. I don't know. I don't feel super comfortable with that. I was thinking about maybe making some, videos, some shorts, some TikToks in cosplay, but I've never really dared. Do you want to see my Fizzeroli hat? I've seen a maple shade fursuit on Pinterest, and I was like, I'm gonna make my own version of that. I don't know what maple shade is. It's maple shade from like a show or something. No, is it warrior cats? That kind of sounds like warrior cats, honestly. But yeah, make one. Why not? I'm always happy if people make more fursuits. There needs to be more creativity in the world. I'm gonna have a fun rest of your stream, everyone. Thank you. It will be another like 5 minutes, so you're not missing anything. I'll grab my Fizzaroli hats. So I have two. I have the iconic one. I need to lower the table again. Nope, wrong button. Okay, so I have the standard Fizzaroli hat, the stage outfit. Awesome, thank you very much. They have little rings here at the tips so that I can attach huge belts, and they are lovely to wear. I love it with the huge belts because you can hear me always and everywhere. And I saw a lot of people who added a little ring here around the neck so that the hat would stay in place, and I just didn't like it. I was like, I can make this happen without the neck piece, and I could. This is so sturdy on my head. Like, this sits amazingly because it has this band on the inside, and I put a band around my head, and it's so good, and they're so comfortable too. And then I do have the like casual outfit. I didn't want to add the heart because I was so happy with how this tip came out. It came out so clean, and so I have the heart. Actually, it's over here. It attaches magnetically. Where did you find the hat? Like the hat, like I made the pattern for everything myself, or are you asking about the styrofoam hat? Because this one I bought at a store that's called Dekokopf, which means decorative head, which is just what it is. It sells pretty much only styrofoam heads. And I bought these for conventions. When I take fursuits to conventions, I put them on these heads. But yeah. And also what I found important is you can see it a little bit here. I have holes for the ears. So within these heads, I can hear really well because I heard from other Fizzaroli cosplayers that hearing something is an issue. Did you make that? Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't make the styrofoam head, but I made the rest of it. I make them myself. I could never like really buy like a ready cosplay. I buy cosplay parts. So for Fizzaroli, like with this outfit, he wears a pink shirt. And so I bought a pink shirt. But I don't know, I don't like buying cosplays. I feel like most of the time they're just very cheap fabrics, or you spend so incredibly much money. And so I make everything myself. I made the patterns for this, and then I just stitched it together. It wasn't actually that hard. It was pretty easy to make. You are very good at making things. Thank you. I would hope so. I spend a lot of time learning to make stuff. I can show you the shirt as well, because the shirt makes me so excited. Give me a second, I will grab the shirt. It's just very far away. In another room of my house. Here it is. So basically for this cosplay, I purchased like red suspenders, and then I made some changes to those. I added this heart. And for the shirt, I wanted it to say Aussies on the back, because why not? And so I digitalized the Aussies logo. And the font I used is just Times New Roman. That made me so mad. Times New Roman, that's so boring. And then I embroidered this on. I was really happy with that. And I have, like, I made a little choker. And I don't like it when chokers, like, my neck is pretty thin, so if I buy a choker, it sits stupidly, and there's like a long chain in the back. So I also made this myself. It's just what I do. I just make stuff. Anyway, I wanted to end the stream here because it's kind of late and I'm kind of hungry. So, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Your cosplays are better than mine. I want to learn. I mean, learn, you know, it's just practice. I practice a lot. I have like a background in costume design for theater and prop making for theater and advertising and like conventions and stuff. So I spent about 5 years of my life just making things every day. And then I decided to become a full-time fursuit maker and spend another few years of my life making stuff every day. So at this point, it would be very sad if I wasn't pretty good at making stuff with how much time I've invested into it. But don't compare, you know, because it's, you know, obviously I'm kind of decent at it because I got the chance to practice so much. Not everyone gets a chance to practice so much. Anyway, I wanted to say goodbye. I got distracted again. So it's pretty late. I'm gonna go have some dinner now because I'm kind of starving. Thank you all for hanging out with me. And I will hopefully be online around the next, like around the same time tomorrow. So maybe hopefully see you all then. Bye.